Hey guys, Mark here from Why Property Investment, and what we're talking about today is how to choose what strategy suits you best. And what we first need to understand is what type of property investor you are. So there's basically three different types of property investors. There's a passive investor, there's a semi-active investor, and then there's a active investor. So we need to understand that first, because if we don't choose or know what sort of property investor we are, we might end up with very, very different results than what we were expecting. So we need to get that right to begin with. So let's go through passive investment. So passive investment is, or a passive investor is someone who's looking for very little involvement in the property, almost zero to little maintenance, and they will need to see it through several market cycles to potentially see the results that they want. Now, with that sort of property as well, you're very heavily reliant on capital growth being the only or one of the only strategies involved in that. And so you're at the mercy of the market essentially. So you need to be able to see it through those several market cycles, because the market may go down after you buy the property, especially if it's a new one perhaps. It may go up, but then the markets do go in cycles. So you'll see it rise and fall, rise and fall. And so that in some ways has a lower risk profile than other strategies, but the key to that is it's only a lower risk if you are seeing it through those and can see it through those several market cycles. So you need to factor in if circumstances may change, if you can still afford to hold it through that period there. The key is holding the property. Now, let's talk about semi-active strategy. A semi-active strategy is about making money on the way in, and capital growth, of course. We're always looking and thinking about capital growth. Now, what we're looking to do is making money on the way in. It may just be buying under market value to get that instant equity. It may be something that we buy and do a bit of a light cosmetic reno or even a full renovation to force the value on the property and add value to the property that way and to create the equity. It might be something that we look to land bank and do a development or do a subdivision on the property down the track, not necessarily straight away, but we're holding it for a period of time so we can do it later on. Or it might be something that we're looking for cash flow, and maybe we can supercharge that cash flow by adding a granny flat, or there's other ways that we can do that too. Now, the third way, or the third type of investor is an active investor. Now, this is an investment strategy that can be like a full-time job sometimes. We're looking to get in and out of the market as quickly as possible. So that's talking about things like reno flips. It's talking about things like development, where we're buying the property, developing it as soon as possible, and then reselling it as soon as possible, or subdivision, doing that as well. So that can be considered more risky or a higher risk level. The rewards can sometimes be higher or maybe not necessarily higher, but quicker as well to get those results. But the risk is that if you haven't done your numbers right, or or there's a change in the market and you haven't factored that in, which I guess comes back to doing the numbers and checking those comparables on the resales, then you can potentially lose money doing that, and lose money quicker as well. So there's those three different types of investments and the different strategies that go along with that. And you need to, I guess, first understand what's involved when choosing that strategy as well. So I guess if you're choose a passive strategy, like buying something with very little maintenance and just relying on capital growth, and you're expecting results in 6 to 12 months time, where you can get out of the property and make a whole bunch of money quickly, that may not be the right strategy for you. You might need to look at an active strategy, or maybe you might do something more in a semi-active strategy where it's a balance between the two. You still hold it and look for that growth, but you're also making money on the way in. So it is important to understand what suits you best and the time frames involved in seeing the results that you want. So hopefully that helps. If you've got any questions, or if you found this video helpful, please like, share and comment. Really appreciate it. and we'll catch you on the next video. See ya. Bye.